Welcome to the Crypto Lab. 1 month ago, I released a Bitcoin video predicting the crash of Bitcoin and the exact target to expect. In that video, I explained why I was so bearish and what would happen. Maybe you don't believe me, so let's listen to a very short extract of what I was saying in April. If you want to see more of the whole video, I put a link in the description.
Does it mean that we will go down? There is a great chance that we will. So I want you to be ready, but I want to say something because we will go down if we cross the bottom to bottom line. That's why I want you to draw this line at home. This is what I believe right now. This is what the chart is saying. It's saying that if we cross the bottom to bottom line, we should go down. But if we don't, then we should have a bottom just right here and the price should start going up. This is exactly why I think that it's decision time. It's because we've been testing this line for multiple weeks now. And I think that this might be a final test to know if we are able to use it as a support to start going up from now, or if we will have a capitulation. And in that case, it would be very bad. If we break this low around $33,000, this would look very bad and we might retest the Aqualine.
So let's stop it here and let's take a look at the same chart today. I said that a crash would happen after crossing the bottom to bottom line in yellow, which is a dashed line that you can see right here. And guess what? Just after crossing the line, we went down and we went down to the Aqualine exactly like I said it in the video of April. It was not a popular idea at that time, but on this channel, we are looking at facts in the charts, nothing else. Emotions are not a part of our investing DNA. We have a lot to discuss today. We are going to dive into this single chart, the big picture chart. I still believe that this is the best Bitcoin chart I ever created, and if you watch my videos regularly, you know why I think that. I'm going to explain how I predicted the crash and what we can expect from now. When we want to anticipate a move, we just have to observe the signs in the chart because they are all there. If you're new here, please consider subscribing, like, comment the video. Thanks for the support. It's time, let's jump in. As a start, let's just focus on the bottom to bottom line in yellow. I said that this line was a great support in the past. You can see it just right here, right? We used it as a very strong support for all this part of Bitcoin market. Then we used it as a support just right here for the bottom of 2018. Then we used it as a support again just right here. So we know that this line is major for Bitcoin. I removed the other indicators to make it clear. What you can see is that we crossed this line only twice. One time here for a capitulation, one time here for another capitulation. That's it. So we could expect to do the exact same thing just right now, because as you can see, this is the third time that we crossed the line and we had again a capitulation just right here. In addition, I also said in my last video that when the red line, which is part of the pi cycle indicator, when the red line is crossing the white line, the cloud line, as you can see just right here, we have a cross. It marks the beginning of a capitulation. We know that in the past, we have the red line crossing the cloud line just right here. It was the start of a capitulation. After this, you can see just right here, we have the red line crossing the cloud line, and it was the beginning of a capitulation again that led us to a bottom. Here, it led us to a bottom also, okay? So we have to keep this in mind. Again, it was not a popular idea at that time when I said that the red line was crossing the cloud line, but it was a major warning sign. And when we have this capitulation warning, what happens? Let's take a look. Every time you have the cross, okay, so the capitulation warning, and we went to the aqua line in blue, as you can see. If I circle it, you see that we went just right here to test the aqua line. If we take a look at the future, it was the same thing. We crossed with the red line and the white line, then we fell down to the aqua line just right here. And what was going to happen? Of course, we have the red line crossing the white line. We are crossing the bottom to bottom line. And what happened? We went just right here to retest the aqua line. The only difference is that this time, you can see that the aqua line had a crossing point with the golden line, okay? And it was a confluence point and we went right to the confluence point. Just right here again, it was a confluence point between the aqua line and the golden line. It was a perfect prediction of the bottom, but this time you can see that the Aqualine is not joining yet with the golden line. We are going to talk about what it means in a minute, but before, let's talk about the spotlight indicator in yellow. In my last Bitcoin video, I said that the situation that we had in the spotlight indicator in yellow, just right here, was very, very similar to the one that we had in the spotlight indicator just right here. Why? Because just before penetrating the spotlight indicator, we went up, then we went down to the bottom line, and we had the cross with a capitulation, okay? And here it's the same thing. Look what happened. We penetrated the spotlight indicator, we went up, then down, retesting the bottom to bottom line, we recrossed it to the downside, and we tested the Aqualine. So now let's talk about the targets. We knew that the first level of support was the Aqualine for a simple reason. We rarely go above this line. You can see that it was a support just right here, a support again, a support, a support, support. You see that every time that we touch the line, we bounce to the upside, okay? And the only time that we really had a cross below it was during the COVID crisis. But after 1 week, we went above it again. So you can see how strong this support is. Even just right here, it was a support for multiple weeks before the very top of Bitcoin that we had here. So we knew for a fact that this was the first level of support. When it happened, I even made a tweet about it that you can see just right here, saying that we reached the Aqualine. Okay, so now that we know that when Bitcoin touches the Aqualine, it's either a local bottom or a cycle bottom. For example, just right here, it was a local bottom, okay? Local bottom, local bottom, local bottom, cycle bottom, okay? Right here, we know that it was a local bottom because after this, we made a top and we went to retest the Aqualine. So the $1 million question is this a cycle bottom or a local bottom? Okay, so let's look left to try to find some clues to the answer of this question. In the past, we know for a fact that when we had cycle bottoms, it was when the Aqualine, the golden line, and the mountain indicator in green was joining together. As you can see, just right here, we have a great area of confluence, and it was the perfect time to have a bottom. Again, in the future, in 2018, when we have the bottom of Bitcoin, you can see that we have again a crossing point between the Aqualine in blue, the golden line, and the mountain indicator in green. And also, I forgot to say, we have also the regression line. You can see with the dots, the red dots that we have just right here. So we have a great area of confluence. And again, with the red dots, you can see that it was again a confluence point, okay? So what about now? You can see that for now, we just touched the Aqualine, okay? We have still the golden line below us, we have the mountain indicator below us, and the dots in red below us also. That said, we can observe that the golden line and the mountain indicator are already joining together. And even the red dots that we have just right here, it seems that the mountain indicator is going to the red dots and the golden line is going to the red dots also. And guess what? The Aqualine is taking the same direction as we are speaking. So I know that you don't want me to say this, but you didn't want me to say this before the capitulation neither. I look at facts in the chart. I'm not saying that it will happen, but if I see that the Aqualine is joining the mountain indicator and the golden line and the red dots, we will have a very strong confluence point, and we know that in the past it was the same thing. So there is a great chance to see the price attracted by this zone like a magnet. This is why on my Twitter post, I was talking about the first target being the Aqualine, and we did just this by going down and testing the Aqualine, but I have a second target in case we have this scenario with the Aqualine, the golden line, and the mountain indicator joining all together at the same place. If this second scenario doesn't happen, it doesn't matter because we already took advantage of this opportunity, but if it does happen, we have a second great opportunity to buy some Bitcoin. Of course, I repeat it again, I'm not your financial advisor, so it's not financial advice, it's just my observations. Okay, so next week, the Aqualine will be around $26,500. And this very interesting buying zone is around 20K. And again, if we look at facts and facts only, and we focus on the red line that we have here and the golden line, you can see that every time that the golden line goes inside this band, this red band, and crosses the red line, it's a bottom. You can see it just right here. Then we have the golden line crossing the red line, it's a bottom. And just right here, we may have the golden line crossing the red line soon. So we will know pretty quickly if this will be the final bottom of Bitcoin or not. Looking at this, we can estimate the cross to happen in August or July of this year. So if it happens, don't say you didn't know because we talked about it, okay? In this video, I shared a lot of details with you. I put a link in the description for my previous Bitcoin video if you want more information about this chart. Let me know what you think in the comments, what you think about this analysis. Do you think that this is our bottom and we will go up from now? Or if we will go to the golden zone when the line will cross the red line just right here? Or if we will go even lower? But in that case, it will be an unknown area, guys. So for now, we will not talk about this scenario. First, let's see if we will go up or if we will go down to retest the confluence zone that is preparing in front of our eyes. That's all for today, and as always, time will tell.